Assalamu alaikum. May God's peace on everyone. In Canada, there has been debate going on for quite some time regarding the human rights of LGBTQ community and the human rights of parents. But people are trying to change the direction of this debate as if the parents are against the human rights of LGBTQ community. That is absolutely not true. What parents are trying to ask the government that please, we should have the right, the parents should have the right to educate their kids. Parents should have the right to raise their kids. Why state owns our kids? State have no right to own the kids of their parents. Parents spend money, they spend time, they sacrifice everything to raise their kids in a better environment the way they want to raise their kids. Why state is dividing this whole society? The provincial governments, the federal government, and in some cases municipal governments, most of the provincial governments have taken the path of favoring one minority over the other. And this is what is dividing Canadians. Government should not be doing this thing. I am a Muslim. Over 1 million Canadians are Muslim. Will the other Canadians, rest of the Canadians, accept that we impose our way of life, we impose our thinking, we impose our belief system on Christians, Jews, Hindus, Sikhs, atheists, agnostic, Buddhists? Nobody will accept that. So one minority, Muslim are minority, they have no rights to impose their way of life on others. Why LGBTQ community's way of life has to be imposed on others? That is the debate. It's not about against LGBT community. They have the right to, they can choose their way of life the way they want to. No one has objection. They can live, they can believe absolutely within the laws of Canada, just like we do. But they have no right, or government has no right, to impose one minority's way of life or thinking or philosophy on others. Why parents have no right to raise their kids the way they want to raise? If a Christian parent wants to raise their children Christian, what's wrong with that? Muslim parents want to raise their kids Muslim, what's wrong with that? Jewish people want to raise their kids as Jewish, what's wrong with that? And other minorities. My dear brothers and sisters, the government has taken the wrong path. Government is favoring one minority over all other Canadians. And that is what dividing the Canadians. And that is the wrong policy. And government has to stop interfering in families. Government does not run the families. Parents run their children, families. Parents have the rights. Yes, no parent should be teaching their children hate, intolerance. No one. No one should be doing this thing. The curriculum, school curriculum, gender identity in the schools are being taught to people in kindergarten, in grade 1, grade 2. They don't even know their identity. And we are teaching them other people's gender identity. We are confusing our kids. What kind of human being we are going to raise? Human being has been living on this earth for centuries. We never had this gender identity problem except recently. People have made up this gender identity problem. Yes, nobody should be discriminated. No one should be hated. Every human being, whether they are transgender, whatever their sexual orientation is, whether they are homosexual or heterosexual, no one should be discriminating. But no one has the right to impose on others their way of life. That's the debate. So government should stay out. Government has the responsibility to bring people together, not to divide them. So everybody has to understand that we are not against LGBTQ community. They have the same rights as my rights or anybody's rights. We respect their human rights. They should respect the parents' human rights. Let's keep the curriculum open as it was centuries old curriculum. Parents have been teaching their kids since the humanities started. We do not have any problem except the government creates problem. Except some people creates problem. So let's keep the curriculum away from these kind of debates. Let the children be raised by their parents. Let the education system be acceptable to everyone. Of course, in education system, we must teach our kids that we do not hate anybody. We do not have intolerance towards anybody, whether it is LGBTQ community or visible minorities or general population of our society. It is very important that the rights of parent must be respected. They are responsible. God forbid, just a point. God forbid, if a child commits a crime, God forbid, the parents are being held responsible. In the United States, a, a young teenager boy shot the teacher in a school and she was killed. Parents have been charged. So we are responsible for our kids, and parents are not escaping that responsibility. They want to be responsible. So they are responsible for raising their kids, but they are not responsible for how to raise their kids, how to educate their kids. It's so funny, it's so crazy. So why the government is doing this thing? Let's work together. Let's respect everybody's human rights, but do not prefer one minority over other Canadians. That's the bottom line. May Allah keep Canada safe, and may Allah keep all Canadians safe. And may Allah unite all of us in humanity and respect everybody. May Allah save this country from all evils. Thank you very much.